They give you these when you buy a denim jacket.
Who?
They just give you these.
Who's they?
No, it's not weird. They just give you these. I don't.
Who's they?
Obviously, you've never bought a denim jacket before.
No.
Welcome to the Too Bad We Didn't Get Into Cars podcast. My name is Nick Scarpinato.
I'm David Kapushikars.
This is our lovely co-host Vanessa, and that is a green 2011
Mini Cooper.
Mini Countryman. Countryman.
AKA Cooper.
We don't know what car it is, not only because we didn't get into cars, but also because we got this from a Top Gun Matchbox bunch of cars. And normally on the back of these Matchbox boxes, they'll show you, or on the side, they'll be like, oh yeah, these are the cars in the order that they appear on the front of the box.
At least the first one did that. I don't know if
All of them
maybe
do
we
that?
just got like a lucky one.
Yeah. But this one only has the 5 different vehicle types on the back. One of them is a plane, by the way.
Top Gun.
I don't know
Go
when
check
we're
it out
gonna
in
do
theaters.
No. No free clout. No free press.
I ain't seeing it anyway. I never seen the fucking Top Gun.
Me neither. Maybe that's another movie we should just watch. Is Top Gun. But yeah, so
dude, that's gonna be the day we talk about it. We gotta go watch the new Top Gun, and then we'll have the plane on display. Too bad we didn't get the planes. Special episode.
That's fair. Hey, is your camera supposed to be flipping out like that?
It doesn't matter. it shows that on the screen, but like when you watch it back, it'll be normal.
Oh, okay. That's weird. It freaks me out. So on here in this pack, we have the Swing Wing, which I'm assuming is the plane.
Probably.
The 2019 Ford Mustang, which everyone knows the Mustang, right? The 1972 Ford Bronco, which is a truck, right? The 2011 Mini Countryman, and David is convinced it is a Mini Cooper.
It's the only van-like car we have in that pack. So
yeah, and then the Jeep 4x4, which I think we had last time. So
yes, we did.
Honestly, I preemptively thought this would be a funny bit to do the aviator glasses and the jacket, but I unironically think it would have been a good outfit for the Top Gun episode. And now I just ruined it. Now I just soiled it. I can't.
You fucked it.
I fucked it. I can't unfuck it. I can't unfuck it. This sucks. I'm taking these off. At least I can save that. Maybe. I have an idea. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what the idea is because it's gonna be a surprise for when we watch Top Gun. I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about Top Gun. And I know, it's probably something that we're going to get into. But it's one of those 80s movies that like I feel like everyone has seen and everyone kind of relates to the 80s. Like Back to the Future and, Dirty Dancing and what are some other big 80s movies? Ghostbusters,
Die Hard.
Die Hard, yeah, everyone loves Die Hard.
Best goddamn Christmas movie of all time.
Yeah, Yippee-ki-yay.
Mother flipper.
Yeah.
Mother truckers. Don't tell me what I should do. Yeah, boy.
Now, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a 70s movie. Otherwise, I would say, oh yeah, all the horror movies in the 80s. How could we forget those?
Most of the Friday the 13th. There's one for every year almost.
Yeah. When was Jason Takes Manhattan? Is that like 87? Like late 80s?
Yeah, definitely a later one.
Yeah. Well, and then you had Friday the 13th, which was also in the 80s. You had
most of the Halloweens.
Where's Pinhead from?
Hellraiser.
Yeah, you had the Hellraiser movies in the 80s.
I feel like that was like 78 or something like that, though.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Poltergeist? That was definitely the 80s.
Like 80, maybe.
Like an old original 80. Yeah, so the 80s were huge for movies. And Top Gun, I've seen almost every single one of those movies or like a movie from those franchises, except for Top Gun.
Well, there's only the one.
And Dirty Dancing.
Now there's going to be 2.
Now there's going to be 2. Maverick.
So.
And our favorite guy who gets bullied in Whiplash is back at it again, getting bullied by his fellow Air Force Air Force
I thought you were
members.
talking about Tom Cruise for a second. Like, Tom Cruise is not in Whiplash.
Watch J. Jonah Jameson show up. I can't even. J.K. Simmons. Watch J.K. Simmons show up in Maverick. J.K. Simmons is popping up in a bunch of movies.
Good.
Yeah.
Man's a treasure.
Yeah. One of which we'll be talking about later. But yeah, it's a Memorial Day weekend. You know, for those of you who care, I guess. I don't know. Are you a big barbecue guy? Like, do you like? Because I don't grill. I don't grill myself. That would hurt a lot.
I don't either, but I love the food.
Yeah, I love grill food too. I used to, as a kid, I was a very extremely picky eater, and there's some little remnants of that today. But for the most part, you put some food in front of me, I'll ask you what it is, and then maybe check to see what's in it, and then I'll check, and then I'll eat it. You know, whereas before, never a chance. You'd never catch me as a 10-year-old trying food, just on the off chance that I would like it. And there were a lot of barbecues, family barbecues, like birthday parties where the parents, you know, of whatever kid invited you would grill out and they would make burgers and hot dogs and stuff. I, being the cool, trendy kid that I was, excuse me. Did you see the fucking denim jacket? Yeah, the trendy kid that I was, the cool, non-nerdy, non-shy kid that I was, always had to eat mac and cheese and that's it. Maybe I would get like a bun, like a hamburger or a hot dog bun and fill it with ketchup. Maybe. But what, man? I liked ketchup and I liked bread. And I didn't want to eat burgers or hot dogs. And it wasn't for a noble cause like not wanting to eat meat. I just straight up thought it was disgusting.
Okay, well, I like marshmallows and bananas, but I'm not gonna like eat them together.
That doesn't sound that bad.
That sounds kind of bad.
No, man. There's a guy on TikTok.
French fries and Oreos, peanut butter and gumballs. You know me too well, Deeds.
Oh my god. No, there's a guy on TikTok that does like I forget what it's, something Cottage Court. I think it's Cottage Court. But basically like he is in a cottage and the whole series I guess that he does on his TikTok is he'll start he'll, you know, put in like a VHS tape of like some old movie or some TV show, and then he'll do like a cooking tutorial, and he's like, hey, here's some soda, or here's, you know, this thing that I'm making. And one of the things that he made was like a fluffernutter sandwich with like bananas cut up in the middle, and then he like grilled it on a pan, and it looked really good. But his trademark is he'll always include his dog, from what I understand. But also he starts off every video by going, well, hello, buddy. And he's just very like, that's his voice. The entire narration is, well, hello, buddy. Today we're going to eat a bada. And it's very like whimsical and soft and nice. Exactly what you would expect from someone, you know, and he looks just like he's got like the mustache, and he's got like, you know, like, I think he has long hair. Maybe. I'm sorry. I also don't know your name. So forgive me, buddy. But I love your content, and I'm going to try that fluffernutter with banana sandwich at some point. But I that's all, folks. All's that to say that, I don't know. I don't think peanut butter and marshmallows and bananas sound that bad. But I get your example. I understand what you were trying to say. So I was never a grill kid. I was never a barbecue kid. But now, lo and behold, I like barbecue food. I like grill food. If it's done well, if it's done right. And it's you know, the worst that you can do to it is like overcook it, you know, like burn it to a crisp. But for the most part, you know, you just add whatever you want. Cheese, condiments, you know, bread.
Horseradish, or whatever floats your boat.
I hate that. I hate that so much. Why would you even bring up horseradish?
Because horseradish is a delightful condiment.
Why do you keep doing that? The Office episode was last week. Can't keep looking at the camera like that.
Where's the My Gym Partner's a Monkey episode?
What a pull.
That's the only line I remember from that show. Horseradish is a delightful condiment.
Okay.
Because someone was reading a thing upside down or something. I don't know. Fuck it.
Set a timer for 15 minutes.
But I forgot to bring this up last week. But I was supposed to meet Bryan, Cranston, and Aaron Paul.
Oh, was that for their
Those
alcohol
hombres.
signing?
Yeah.
What is that? Because Vince and I were talking about that, and I don't know if we know what alcohol that is.
I don't either.
Oh.
But I just want to take a photo with them and get their autograph.
Yeah.
Because we saw Giancarlo Esposito.
We didn't meet him. That's going to be a story for another day. Like, if we go to C2E2 this year, I think that'll be its own episode, is just talking C2E2.
Yeah, but, like, so I've seen him, and then me and Haley were, like, watching Breaking Bad. And Vince sent me the thing, and it was like, oh, shit, they're going to be here 15 minutes from my apartment. And so we had to, like,
Holy
binge
shit.
the fuck out of, like, the last season really fast.
Yeah.
And then we went to go see him, and Aaron Paul wasn't even there to begin with. And this thing wasn't advertised at all. Like, it was on, like, the place is, like, Instagram.
Sure.
But none of their Twitters. There's, like, no marketing for this, like, tour at all. And we show up, and there's a fucking mile line.
Of course.
Out this fucking place. And so we show up, we're waiting there, and then I find out in the line that Aaron Paul wasn't there. And then they started like a half hour early, and then Bryan dipped like an hour before it was supposed to end.
God damn.
Because I guess exhausted. Like they were both, because they were doing a lot of dates, and this was like the third Chicago day like straight.
Oh dang.
So I get it, but like that's just really really bad.
Yeah.
Like marketing and like organizing and shit.
Yeah, like I get it. There's this not even like a stigma, but I think meet and greets are simultaneously a really cool idea, but at the same time, I think it sets the collective population's expectations really, really high. Because you're expecting to meet and say hello and talk to these celebrities and these notable figures and get to tell them how much they mean to you and everything. But at the same time, it's probably the only time that you'll really see them as actual human beings and actual people. Because in our heads, at least, for me, I think of these celebrities as these infallible, untouched, because I've never met them or talked to them. I've only ever seen them in interviews or in their things, doing their craft. And then you get to meet them in real life, and you hear like they're tired or they're exhausted, or maybe they're just having a pissy day. Like maybe someone in their life, like a cousin, was like, "Hey man, can I borrow $5,000?" And then they have to be like, "What the fuck? No, I'm gonna go sign some bottles of alcohol. I'll fucking call you in an hour, I guess." So it's just like any number of things could happen for like before a meet and greet or during a meet and greet. So I'm just like, the only time I've ever really met I've met a couple of musicians just like at local shows and stuff. Like I had to meet Sunflower Bean because I went to go see one of their shows a couple weeks ago. But that feels a little bit different than like someone who's like A-list, high profile, like they are being swarmed by paparazzi whenever they go out of the house, So the only other person that I met kind of like that was at at C2E2. I met Jim Cummings, and anyone who's familiar with Jim Cummings or like voice acting in general, he is the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, and like he's been in a bunch of projects, and he talked to me and my friend that I was with in the Tigger voice and in the Pooh voice, and my heart kind of broke a little bit because I didn't expect that. So that's cool. That's cool under the context of like a meet and greet or like an all day thing. But I don't know, long way to say, long story short. Like I get it, but still, like you were saying, like that's kind of bad promotion, considering that the only way you found out was because one of our friends had to tell you. Because Vince is all about like big events like that because he's like in the industry, So
yeah, it just I wanted to tell Aaron Paul so badly about because early in the show there is a scene where he's talking to his little brother.
Yeah.
And his brother has a piccolo. And then Jesse, his character, he's like, dude, play some Jethro Tull.
Oh, right.
And this is around the time where Jethro Tull was about to drop a new album after 20 years.
Yeah.
And I have never heard Jethro Tull in any, like, media.
Yeah.
Like, movies or anything. And, like, what a coincidence that was. And I would have been like, dude, you have no idea how impeccable that timing was.
Yeah.
But he was not there.
There are going to be other chances. Hey, man, maybe they're coming to Texas. Maybe they're going to be there in Texas when you're down there. Yeah, I think I might have. Did they do Aqualung?
Yes.
Yeah. The only other time that I remember that being, there's a scene that the first Anchorman, where Ron Burgundy gets up on the tables in this restaurant where he's with Veronica, and he starts playing the flute, and then halfway through his stunt, he's like, Aqualung, and he starts playing Aqualung.
Okay, well, I don't remember that.
Yeah, but that was before I knew it was by the band Jethro Tull. So, like, name dropping the band like that, I think that might be the only time in popular media that's ever been done. Yeah. So, thank you, Aaron Paul, for that. And I never saw the Fast and Furious movie, but I'm sure it wasn't as bad as everyone says it is. I didn't need, not Fast and Furious, Need for Speed.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, basically.
I'm sure it's the same thing.